Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to team meeting number 71. And Rob Skiff has a special message. Rob?
Well, welcome to our team meeting in August. Here's what our agenda is going to be. We're going to talk about the outage that we suffered over the weekend. Then we're going to talk about where to look at answers for Woodblock 2015 and the conversion that we're doing with Woodblock into a blog/publication platform. Then we'll talk about the semester starting for Burlington College, and then we'll do the courses coming soon or have started. So let's talk about. Actually, let's do the courses first, and then we'll go to the outage. So Dan Kirk, take it away.
All right. So starting this week is Introduction to Business by Professor Claretta Pam. Like we mentioned last week, this is a broad introduction to all the general practices and considerations, perhaps, in the business world. It introduces students to contemporary business world, business of managing people and organizations, and the principles of marketing, managing information, financial issues. Primary objective is to give students an understanding of basic business principles. Coming up on the 2nd of September are two classes, separate classes, but running parallel terms, will be Advanced Online Teaching Strategies by Dr. Bruce Johnson and Take the Distance Out of Distance Learning, also by Professor Johnson. So Advanced Online Teaching Strategies is something that someone in an education program or somebody who is already an instructor and would like to teach online. This will help you harness your pedagogical skills, your knowledge of your physical classroom and teaching strategies, and how to convert those into effective online strategies. And Taking the Distance Out of Distance Learning is actually a course based on Dr. J's dissertation study and research. So it is actually a study of distance learning and the application of appreciative inquiry. Dr. Ken Chung will be starting on September 7th, Critical Thinking, an Introduction to Reasoning. And this course actually seems really interesting to me. It is essentially a practice and an introduction into challenging our own thoughts, questioning our own thoughts, and making sure we're thorough in our beliefs through reflection and questioning. So that starts on September 7th. And it would be most likely fall under humanities transfer credit. That's just a guesstimate from my experience. September 13th, Principles of Geology, a physical science course, which will focus on understanding the processes that shape the Earth, the materials that comprise the Earth, and how they affect us in our everyday lives. It'll go all the way from plate tectonics, minerals, rocks, volcanoes, through groundwater, deserts, glaciers, climate, and fossil fuels. So that's, again, an intro to the geological world, the physical science aspect of the Earth, and all the formations that make the world we live in. Dr. Christopher Ferreira, will be teaching the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. This is a course for which Daniel has created a landing page for students and interested parties to get a feel for Dr. Ferreira's teaching styles through quotes and testimonials from past students. He's also, Professor Ferreira has created an intro video, a couple minutes long, for those who are interested to understand what the course will embody, why it's important, what the perspective is from the teaching end, how the students might respond, and the positions that might come up, and how folks will learn this through an objective eye and an objective lens, just to study the conflict at large, rather than, it's not a course that picks sides. So those are the upcoming courses over the next few weeks. It's getting into the fall term at most traditional institutes of higher learning, at least here in the United States. So hopefully the timing is right and folks can get some credits through Oplerno and apply them to their degree programs.
Thanks, Dan. There's all kinds of different opportunities that we're creating for our faculty here. Also to deal with student recruitment and also spending a lot of time doing institutional recruitment. And what we'd like to go over right now is to talk, Daniel is going to talk about an outage over the weekend that we've had. So Daniel.
Yeah. This weekend we've been having some trouble. There's a continuing outage. We've had some trouble with our authentication to Canvas by instruction. Where we have a setup so we can use a single sign-on, so you can use your username and password from your marketplace account to log on to the learning management system. At the moment, it seems that all our attempts to log on are being rejected. If you're an old faculty member, you can use your old username and password that you have had. I think this is for the first 100 faculty members that we've had. Well, most of the new faculty members aren't able to do that. So we're currently waiting for instructors to get back to us with more information. I've tried to resolve it, and I've not been able to resolve. I mean, I don't see any issues on our side, so we need them to help us on their side to see if there are any issues, what the issues are on their side for accepting it. So we're very sorry about this, and we'll get you news as quickly as possible about any solution.
So Daniel, why don't you just go through the timeline so that people understand a little bit about how we respond to outages and what we're doing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, on Friday, I think it was Friday at around about 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I believe it was. Rob noticed that we got an alarm to say that we're getting errors on the page because we have monitoring systems which check a lot of things. They don't check everything, but they check a lot of very important things. And then when Rob checked, then we saw that we had an error message. Got an error and weren't able to log into Canvas. Then we started to get some emails. We were slow in communicating it to our students and our faculty members. This wasn't intentional. We thought that it would probably resolve itself very shortly. We usually don't have issues such as this for longer than 5 or 10 minutes. Then I believe it was at 11 p.m. Central European Time on Saturday. So that's I think 12 hours later, approximately, that I was reached. I was out for most of Saturday, so I wasn't reachable. Then I started investigating, and I discovered there might have been some issues with the communication, or say the encryption that we do, because of course everything needs to be secured. So we have we send out messages to and fro from Canvas to the marketplace and back, which are all encrypted and signed, so that we can ensure that we have integrity on people or people that we're sending over to Canvas, that we actually know that they're the correct people. I saw an error message here, so I went to investigate, and I thought that I'd solved it. Sadly, there was we're still getting rejection messages for our signatures on the instruction side, which led me to believe that was the case. That was the issue on instruction side. And so I discovered that I worked till I think it was till about 3 a.m. on Sunday morning, and then I started working again at around about 10 a.m. on Sunday morning with a little sleep in between. And then try to see if there was anything that I could do. In the meantime, we contacted Canvas and asked them to respond. It being a Sunday, and them not being available was an issue. So we're hoping that it's going to be, I think, 8 o'clock now in Utah, or 7 o'clock in Utah. So hopefully they'll read that email soon, and we can.
Yeah, the only thing I'd want to add is that on Saturday I received a couple of email messages from people who were having trouble logging on, and got back to them, and then called a few of the students and informed the faculty of what was happening. clearly, we're going to make this. We'll make this work for all of you, and talk with faculty in case there were any assignments that got missed. Not to make excuses, but it's also important to keep in mind that we monitor everything as closely as we can, and we are as quick as we can with service. But there being only 3 of us on board, one of which can really handle the technological piece, we're not monitoring the traffic 24/7. So again, our apologies to those of you who have had difficulty, and we'll make you whole, and we'll figure out a way to make up this service to you. All right. Please, questions at oplerno.com if you have any concerns, or and of course we'll be contacting once everything's back up. We'll be talking with all of the students. Okay, next piece. I want to talk about this last week. I filmed an Answers to Woodblock 2025. It's on YouTube, and we're going to also be posting that to the Woodblock site. Different people sent in different questions to Woodblock, some of which we were able to address during the time that the sessions were going on. But then other times that wasn't possible, and so I filmed a little answer session, and we'll post that up, and also there'll be a link to it probably on your video screen a little later. Next, I want to talk about semester starts for Burlington College. Next week, over the next 2 weeks, Burlington College, which is one of our first academic partners, is starting their college semester, and it will be a time when students are going to be signing up for various classes. I had a great meeting with both the academic dean and head of one of the graduate programs over the courses, and they're taking a look at all of the courses that have been approved, and will be contacting me, and then I'll be contacting faculty members about students signing up for sessions there. And they're really quite excited about both the depth of just the courses that have already been developed, but also about the courses that are under development. And these will be offered to, again, Burlington College students, but also potentially students outside the college who need to be taking more specialized classes in the things that our faculty are offering. So if you're a faculty member who still has some work to do on their class, remember to fill that out and to do that work, and shoot me an email, and then we'll evaluate it and send it through. If you're a faculty member at an adjunct faculty at an institution, and you think that they might be interested in also offering Oplerno courses to their students to increase their catalog of options, then please shoot me an email at skiff@oplerno.com, and I'll contact them directly. So all kinds of really interesting things happening, strategies to grow our network and grow organically, and get some traction, which is great, because we want to fill classes for our faculty and create a really good experience for the students. All right. That is about it for the open meeting, unless Dan or Daniel wants to add anything.
No, I don't have anything to add.
I'm good.
Okay, so we'll see you online, and we'll also see you next week at our team meeting 72. Thank you very much for attending, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. See you online.
See you online.
Oh, and I forgot. Please subscribe to our channel.
Oh yeah, subscribe to the channel, and also retweet. Take care.
Bye.